you doing in there? Hello? Just watching my rod. A minute. No, nothing. Anyway, I as you know, I like doing things. I like having a go at anything. Anything I can think I can have a go at, I'll have a go at it. And I've had my van now for about 13 years, and I always service it every 5,000 miles, and it's really cheap. To get on to do stuff yourself, I must save thousands and thousands in labour on what's going there. On just having a go at it. So anyway, I've just serviced my van. It cost me 20 quid to service it. I mean, it's absolutely so cheap to service it nowadays. The oil, I don't use top quality oil. I just use, not cheapest, but I just use all the oil nowadays you can get is pretty good oil. It's not, the oil nowadays is quality. Even the cheap stuff is sometimes better than the most expensive stuff you can get. So I made a little video. I serviced my van, and I hope it's useful to somebody out there, or might give you a little bit of inspiration to get on and do stuff yourself. You know, just have a little go. If you're not sure about anything, just give me a message. It's a Nissan Primastar 1.9 diesel turbo on a 54 plate, and if you want any advice on how to service it, give me a shout. Cheers then. To do for its service now. Actually, I service it every 5,000 miles, but this time it's been 7,000, so I'm anxious to get this oil done. All that grease you can see there, look, it's just to protect that gap, because water tends to drip on those and get into the airbox, and it can damage them, so you have to protect it. Got the tools, got the filter removal, got my screwdriver, and I've got my socket set. Beautiful. Oil strainer there, look, and my oil filling funnel. Beautiful. Taking the sump plug out, you will get your hands covered in oil. It can't be helped. As you pull the plug out, oil comes out. There you go, look. Oily hands. That's the tool I use to get the oil filter off, and the oil filters come out. Brilliant. A bit fiddly. Oily thumbs up. Despite having the right part numbers, this oil filter is slightly shorter than my original one, but it will fit on perfectly anyway. I'm just thinking about it there, look. That's a bit shorter. Put the oil in, I put the filter back on, and there's the oil. 1040 semi-synth for petrol or diesel, 14, 15 quid. Lovely. These vans are very slow fill oil. You have to do it very, very gently. I learnt that lesson when I tried to fill that funnel up, and it just poured all over the floor. So over the years I've learnt my lesson. Pour it in very, very slowly. See it bubbling, look, just to avoid that spillage. Well, that's the oil done. Just going to check the oil level before I start it up. It should be over. I know it takes 5 litres, it's slightly over lot. Once I start it, it'll go down to the dipstick. I never really check it again. I just put 5 litres in and that's it. It's what they take, it's 5 litres. Just leave it and forget about it. Just making sure that there's no leaks underneath or anything like that from the sump plug. Seems okay, brilliant. There's no leaks from the oil filter because you can't really see the seal. Just to check, it looks good. Just want to get this off now to check to blow out the air filter. That grease is always on there, it just stays there. I know it looks messy, but it's serving a purpose. It prevents the water getting into that gap. I've had problems in the past. If water gets into there, it'll blow your mass airflow sensor, and it also collects in the back of the airbox. So you've got to. I'd rather have that messy grease than water in the airbox. It does drip in there from the windscreen. It's a known fault with these vans. I've also sealed my windscreen seal with silicone sealer because the water gets behind the windscreen seal and drips onto the airbox. So I've sealed that as well because the water dripping onto the airbox, it took me ages to find out where it was coming from, and it was coming from that windscreen seal. So I've silicone sealed that. I've put grease on just to be doubly sure, and now I'm just going to blow that air filter out. I've got a K&N air filter in here, so it's not a throwaway. That's it, get that out. This is not a throwaway air filter. You just keep cleaning it out year on year, blow it out, and it's worth buying those. Saves a fortune. I've got the air filter back in. I'm just resealing that grease, putting that grease on that gap again, ready for the next service, just in case, just to reseal it. I know it's messy, but it does the job. I don't care about the mess, just as long as it keeps going. The van's done 163,000 now. I've done 100,000 mile in it. Look, I even get a greasy thumbs up. Wonderful. Now I've ran it, I just want to recheck the oil level just to make sure, and that's about spot on. Look, just let me wipe that and recheck. I know it doesn't need any more. I don't care where it is on the dipstick, it just takes 5 litres. It's usually at the top, slightly under. Yeah, it's about right there. Look, that'll do. Beautiful. Good.